A surge of severe storms ripping through the big country.
I remember hearing glass break, and then I remember hearing bricks coming down, and they were coming down on top of us. We just continued to brace and hold them as tightly as possible.
A family experiencing the force of one tornado head on, racing on foot from danger. Survival came down to seconds. The impact, powerful, and the aftermath we'll cover with you tonight. Hurricane Helene hitting the southeast with force.
They got 100 children up there with no food, no water, and 200 trees down on their property.
Lives lost, towns left unrecognizable.
When I saw this, I broke out in tears, man.
Just all the buildings up and down this street are just destroyed.
Survivors left with no food, water, or power.
Something you can't help.
You basically have to hug the cliff to be able to get in and out.
Grappling with the damage and a crucial need for help.
No country can sustain the damage that our country is sustaining. We're going to make America great again.
There is nothing that will stand in my way as I fight for you.
Opinion turns into choice as ballots were cast today for our next leaders. Americans weighed in, races are tight, and we watch together as a nation for results. And good evening. It is Election Day.
Top stories on K-Texas this morning. Chaos at UT Austin as students protest the Israel-Hamas war in support of Palestine. We'll hear from those students just ahead and show you the scene at colleges around the U.S.
Good evening. Tonight, K-Texas brings you an in-depth look at crime in the big country.
We'll take a look at police responding to a major gun bust in Anson.
Business owners voicing their concerns about vandalism and theft in downtown Brownwood.
A man arrested for hacking into a Brownwood service provider.
To an Abilene High School student arrested earlier today. We'll have those crime stories for you tonight.
We start with the Anson Police Department responding to a welfare check last week. They say what happened is not something they run into very often.
K-Texas reporter Alejandro Puente has those details and the fears officers face when responding to calls like this one. Abilene police are investigating allegations of voter registration fraud. Police say a citizen attending the West Texas Fair and Rodeo claimed one of the two major political parties was attempting to register a minor while at a booth. Police say the investigation is ongoing and police are working with the Taylor County Elections Office, the county judge, and the Attorney General's office. No charges have been filed. The appointed registrar has been fired while that investigation continues. Around the world, Donald Trump has been briefed by U.S. intelligence officials about specific threats from Iran to assassinate him. That's according to a campaign spokesperson. And we're learning the threat also extends to current government officials. National correspondent Atra El-Nashar has the latest.
Pastor Andrew Pence, Shantae Fleming, Kyle Smith, and Nakaya Oldru, 4 different members of the community in Abilene with 4 different experiences within the Black community.
At what age were you taught how to interact with the police?
Really after I was grown. I mean, we'd never had that much in the community at that time from the time growing up. There was some problems, but during my time of growing up, and especially during the 50s and the 60s, as I became a teenager in the age of 60, in the 60s, it was more community oriented. So we didn't have to worry about police.
Growing up, actually, it was like a really young age. Now that I think about it, like I was probably like 8 or 9 or 10, one of those young ages. Like my mom's sitting here teaching me like how to react to when a police officer pulls me over, and I'm sitting here 9 years old. Mama, I don't drive. I'm 9.
But there are experiences like code switching that unite them, regardless of age.
The fact that we have to code switch and make ourselves kind of more easier to access or for other people to feel safer It's protecting us, but at the end of the day, like, we shouldn't have to do this. So it's protecting us, but like I said, it also it's kind of sad when you think about it, because you have to go out of your way and basically be someone that you're not in order to, stay safe.
If I see you and we're out at this event and it's a lot of black people, I'm gonna be like, hey girl. But if I'm there, I'm like, oh, hi, how are you? I have to make sure that my words are right. I can't be very passionate, very open about things. I have to play the role.
With a history full of struggles, the panelists are ready for a path forward.
I want to continue to be the change for Abilene. I want to see a more diverse Abilene, a safer Abilene, safer for all people, not just for some of us. I want us all to grow, to blossom, to be successful, and that's why I try to encourage so many people of color, men and women. If you have something that's on your heart that you are passionate about and you want to do, you don't have to have everything together. Just start.
The full discussion for our K-Texas Town Hall, The Path Forward, can be viewed on our YouTube channel at KTXS Abilene. Reporting for K-Texas News, I'm Karina Hollingsworth.
Take a look at what happened.
There's no place in America for this kind of violence. It's sick. It's sick. It's one of the reasons why we have to unite this country. We cannot allow for this to be happening. We cannot be like this. We cannot condone this.
At first, I heard the first shot thinking that it could not have possibly have been a firearm. I thought surely it was a firecracker or a gag even. But I heard that sound, and then I confirmed in my mind what I knew was happening.
We just heard like a bullet. You just seen him like swipe his ear there, The next thing you know, you heard other bullets, and he fell. Then there was probably 3 or more shots, and then you just seen the crowd just look over at the bleachers there, And then it just got crazy there. I mean, it was so scary,
Good evening. An unprecedented moment in history as former President Trump, surrounded by his Secret Service members, just moments after shots rang out during his rally with his supporters. An Associated Press source says an AR-style rifle was recovered at the scene of the Trump rally shooting. The suspect was shot dead by a Secret Service counter sniper, but only after getting 8 shots from 200 to 300 yards away on a rooftop. One hit Trump in the right ear. One rally-goer was killed, and another 2 bystanders are in critical condition. Little else is known about the male gunman at this time. Former President Trump's presidential campaign confirms he will be attending the GOP convention in Milwaukee next week after surviving what's being investigated as an attempt assassination at his rally in Pennsylvania this evening. National correspondent Kayla Gaskins joins us from Capitol Hill with what we know about the developing situation.
This is a parent's worst nightmare, is to hear about a shooting at their child's school.
I did feel scared. I was definitely shaking, and emotions were high.
As the president has said time and time again, this is not normal. This is not normal. Students and teachers deserve to know that their schools are safe.